Hello there, and today we are doing score predictions for the round of 16 Euro 2020. And in this video, we will also be doing a brief little reaction to how I got on in my Euro 2020 group stage predictions. So it's a nice bumper video, the last one of the day. Make sure you smash a like on it, subscribe for more content over the Euros, and let's get into it. Let's get amongst it. And it is a fascinating group of fixtures that will come through and will be played in this weekend and over the next few days. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, of course, I'll be posting my Euro fantasy tips and, suggestions. And obviously, I'll be doing my predictions on there. So if you haven't already seen them, then go check them out at Roberto_the_pro. And of course on Twitter as well, Roberto capital R capital H Hollis 9, and we'll be posting more Euro fantasy tips and all those juicy stuff really going into the games that coming place and taking place at the weekend. So let us first of all react to how we got on in the Euro predictions for the group stage. Now, I've got to be honest, I'm pretty happy with it. We'll go down a bit more in detail in a bit about specifics, but right now, just with an overall view of it, this is how we did. So we had 16 teams to predict for getting through to the round of 16, and of those 16 teams, I got 15 right. I mean, that is mad. I'm absolutely buzzing with that, so you really can't complain at this point. And also, pre-tournament, that was what I predicted. In terms of the teams that I got right in their position in the groups, we got Italy bang on. We thought they'd top the group. We got Turkey bang on. We knew they would finish bottom, despite a lot of people backing them to finish second or third. We had Italy bottom. We also correctly predicted Belgium to win the group and for Denmark to come second, which it wasn't looking like it in the first two games, but Denmark did enough. We also said that in first in Group D would be England, in second would be Croatia, in third would be Czech Republic, and in fourth would be Scotland. Well, we got that spot on, so absolutely love that. And then also we got France in first, correct, and Hungary in fourth, correct. So a lot of success in the predictions for the tables, but also a little bit of success in the score predictions. I didn't do too well, I'll be honest, because I had some bold predictions in there, like Austria finishing top of their group, so I had to, predict them to win some games, and they didn't, set the world alight, but they got through Austria, so they'll be happy enough with that. But ultimately, I'm pretty happy because I also got Czech Republic bang on as one of the third place teams to get through. And as I mentioned with the score predictions, it wasn't brilliant, but we got two correct score lines, and those were Finland 0, Belgium 2, and also it was the win that was for, who was it against? I've forgotten which game it was now, but it was like a really good prediction. Let me check for you people. And in terms of how successful I was each match day in the predictions, my best match day was match day 3. So we ended up on a high. Let's kind of carry that good predicting into match day 4, or of course the round of 16. It was the Finland-Belgium game, but I can't remember what the other one was, if I'm honest. But anyway, that is a little reaction at how I got on in my group stage. Obviously, I'll be doing a bigger video at the end of the tournament, watching back my original whole tournament predictions, and then we'll react to that. So that's a bit more, extensive, but that's a nice little taster for how we got on. Now, though, we are going to tell you my predictions for these round of 16 fixtures. There are some interesting ones in there, so let's see what happens. But the first one is Wales against Denmark. And this is a very interesting one, in my opinion, because Wales are one of those teams. They have the passion, but do they have the end product? They were very disappointing, I thought, in the first game against Switzerland, in the fact that they could have won it. But they'll take the draw, and ultimately they'll take the result because they were losing 1-0. But then against Turkey, it was a game you felt they had to win. And you've got to give it to them. They put in a great performance. And then Italy was always going to be tough. So how far can Wales get? I'm not sure, because now they're up against Denmark, who are very strong off the back of a 4-1 win against Russia. All right, they've had their difficulties on and off the pitch, but I think that Denmark team, when you look player for player, they've got a lot of squad depth right now. They've got a lot of ability, and I think it will be difficult for Wales to stop Denmark and their threats. But I could easily be wrong. And talking of the predictions, by the way, I got a lot of correct results, but I was always like 1 goal away from a correct scoreline. A good example of that was the game between Hungary and Portugal. We went with a 3-0 win. We went with a 3-1 win, and it was 3-0. So it was very frustrating at times, to be fair, in these predictions. Oh yeah, now I remember what the other one was. It was Finland 0, Russia 1 that I got bang on. So basically, Finland, you might as well stay in the tournament, because I always get your games right. But no, they're of course knocked out. So yeah, my 7-0 prediction for Austria against Ukraine. We don't want to talk about it. At least we got a correct result. But yeah, it was a bit bold and it was a bit silly. But anyway, that's over now. We can get to this round of 16 and redeem ourselves. So I'm going with a 1-0 Denmark win. I think this game, will be cagey. It'll be nervy. It's the first game of the round of 16. So everyone's going to be watching to see how the round of 16, kicks off and how the teams just impose themselves. But I feel like Wales are going to struggle, because Denmark have got a lot of attacking threats. Yusuf Poulsen and Damsgaard, scored an absolute wonderful goal in that Russia game, as well as, of course, Christensen. What a strike. We're never going to soon forget that one. But I'm going to fancy Denmark. I think that it will be a nervy game for Wales, but Denmark will just have enough. Defensively, it looks like Denmark are very solid right now. So I think Wales will struggle to break them down. And Gareth Bale, all right, he was brilliant against Turkey, but can he do it? I'm not sure. He seems to be past his peak right now. Talking of Denmark, it's just come through, breaking news. Sky Sports Premier League, English official Anthony Taylor has been praised for his perfect handling of Christian Eriksen's cardiac arrest during Denmark's game against Finland. That is absolutely spot on. Anthony Taylor had a great game and was just so quick to get the medics on. So, Denmark, they want to win this game for Christian. They want to get as far as they can for Christian, who I'm sure will be watching at home after being released from hospital. So I'm going for the Denmark win. And the only goal of the game, well, I've gone for it, but it's going to be coming from Joachim Maieli, because he's so attacking. All right, moving on to France against Switzerland. I realise now that it's not actually in the order that I wanted them to be in terms of how they are played and what order they're going to be played in, but we'll go with the flow. France-Switzerland, this is going to be interesting because, with Shaqiri, Switzerland can win any game. But France are a big favourite for this tournament, and all right, their performances weren't fantastic, but they've got superstars. Mbappe, Benzema, Griezmann, Pogba's put in some great performances this Euros. So I do feel like Switzerland are going to really be up against it. And I don't know, I feel like France are just on the better side of the not the better side of the draw, but they've got one of the most favourable fixtures in round of 16. And if they win this one, then they could be playing someone like Italy or Belgium or Portugal. So it will be interesting to see how far France can go, especially with the performances have been a bit cagey. But I think Switzerland is the kind of performance or the kind of opportunity for France to put in a better performance. So I'm going to go with a fairly comfortable France win. I don't think they'll be on fire, but they'll just get the job done and they'll have enough quality to see off the Swiss. France 2, Switzerland 0. And in the goal contribution, we're going for the first one, Antoine Griezmann, and the second, we're going to go for Kimpembe. Now we've got the game up between Italy and Austria, and this is, of course, also on Saturday night. Italy, of course, are also one of the favourites. They've been so impressive in their group stage, and they've just been really, really good at the back, and Donnarumma's been absolutely sensational so far. A big favourite for the Golden Boot, and if you got the Golden Boot, then you'd say fair enough. I was thinking of Lukaku, but no, Donnarumma, a big favourite for the Golden Glove with his performances. But obviously, it was a great touch from Mancini to bring on Sirigu in the game against Wales, because he did admit himself, Roberto Mancini, that the one regret in his career as a playing footballer was to not get a chance at the Euros, and great to see him give that for Sirigu. Really nice touch. But in terms of Donnarumma, he is solid. They've got so many good attacking options, Italy. Ciro Immobile, Lorenzo Insigne, Locatelli even. A lot of strength and depth. So I think this is going to be a scary game for Austria, and they're going to struggle to weather the storm. Italy 4, Austria 0 is what we've gone with. I know. And in terms of goal scorers, I think 2 from Ciro Immobile and 1 from Domenico Berardi. And the 4th goal comes from Spinazzola. All right, now we've got the matchup between England and Germany. What a massive rivalry this one is. It's unbelievable stuff at Wembley. And it looked like it was going to be England-France. It looked like it was going to be England-Portugal, even England-Hungary for a little while. But, it all changed about. And Germany ending up finishing second after that last gasp Goretzka goal. Absolute scenes, not one that we're going to forget for a while, because that game, Germany were poor and they had to just come back from the brink and scrape something to kind of get out of jail. But Germany is still a good side. There's no doubting it. England are going to go into this feeling optimistic, but also very pessimistic. We know how England fans are. And it's, of course, a very tough game for England. They need to make sure they keep Germany's, attacking threats like Gundogan, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, and, of course, Goretzka all quiet. And they've still got so much strength in depth, Germany. Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, and even Joshua Kimmich has got an attacking eye as well. So it's going to be a tight game, I think. I think that there's a chance it goes to penalties. But what I'm doing for these predictions is I'm only counting my 90-minute predictions. So I'm going to say it ends in a draw in 90 minutes. But we're going to go for 1-1 with the goals in this game. First of all, I think England will score first. And that goal will actually come from the man who's struggled so far, Harry Kane. So the England fans are getting so gassed, but then they kind of get a bit complacent, England, and Germany get an equaliser late in the game. Very gutting for the Three Lions, because the equaliser comes from the fullback that is... yes, Gosens, that's right. Now we've got the goal in extra time, and I think that Germany win it 2-1 in extra time, and that goal comes from Kai Havertz. But I'm going for a 1-1 90-minute prediction. Okay, now we've got Czech Republic facing Netherlands. This is a big game, of course, for the Czech, because they actually did do quite well in the group. Patrick Schick was a goal machine, and, Kufau, once again, whipping in the balls. I think Souček was a bit underwhelming. Maybe he's still got more to come, but it's a tough game against Netherlands because they really bossed their group. Wijnaldum and Memphis Depay ripping it up. You feel like that team is in a good position right now. I know that they've had a lot of underachievements at previous tournaments, but how far can Netherlands get? I think it's a difficult one. This kind of game, though, I think is favourable. They need to kind of get this and deal with this and get out of the way of the next game. So I'm backing Netherlands to have enough to cause Czech Republic some problems, but I could see Czech Republic scoring this game. It's that kind of matchup, really. But I'm going to go with, 3-0 to Netherlands. And the goal scorers here, let's say the first one comes from Gini Wijnaldum. Jorginho for the player in PSG right now, or about to be a PSG player. Then Wijnaldum gets his second. He thrives at the heart of that Orange team. And then the third for Orange is going to be Denzel Dumfries. All right, now we've got the big one. Belgium versus Portugal. I'm really sweating for this one because it's a tough match. It is the golden generation against the team defending their title, and I really have a worry that we're going to lose this one. So I don't want to see it. I really hope this is not the result. But if I'm putting my head on rather than my heart, I'm going to say a Belgium win. I hate to say it because I want to back my Portugal lads, and we can beat anyone on our day. We're that kind of team. We pull through and we defy the odds. But, you know, unless Ronaldo has a blinder, that Belgium team is just going to be so hard to stop from a defensive point of view. And we can always score goals, but if we're leaking too many at the other end, then it kind of is a bit impossible to find a way through. So I hope it's not a repeat for the Germany game, that's for sure, because they've got attacking fullbacks of their own. You know, Thomas Meunier, Timothy Castagne if he's back from injury. So I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. I'm going to say 2-1 Belgium. And goal scorers here, I hope, say, Ronaldo gets another goal just to prove his GOAT status, although he's got nothing else to prove really. But also I hope that we can get more than one goal, because then we've got a chance of getting it to at least extra time or you know, get through. But no, we'll say Portugal score first in the game, and then we go and bottle it. Classic. The goal, I think, for Portugal, though, will come from Bernardo Silva this time. And then Belgium hit back with goals from Kevin De Bruyne and Axel Witsel. And if Witsel doesn't play, which is a high, you know, proportionality or probability, I should say, we're getting all fancy now, then it'll probably be the man in the middle for Belgium, Romelu Lukaku. It would just be a gutting shame, but let's hope not. Let's move on, though, to the matchup between the Spanish and the Croatian. And this is a really interesting game, I think. This could be tight. This could be interesting. Spain, of course, have, you know, crashed out of the this kind of knockout stage before to Russia in the World Cup. So can Croatia do something here? There's not, you know, an impossibility here. I think that's a very good Croatia team right now. All right, they're aging a little bit, and it'll be Modric's last tournament, but he's still got the quality. We saw that against Scotland. And Spain, they are a difficult team to predict, but going forward, they have quality. They need that number 9, really. And they did look absolutely brilliant against Slovakia, but it was Slovakia who were, you know, causing their own problems. So it's a difficult one to judge, but I'm going to go with a draw in 90 minutes, and we're saying Spain 2, Croatia 2. The first goal of the game, I think, will be scored by Croatia. Luka Modric is the man, but Spain equalise through Pedri. Spain go ahead through Alvaro Morata to make up from his unfortunate penalty miss. And then Croatia equalise to make it go to extra time. And that goal will come from Rebic. But it doesn't have anything going on in the extra time period. Goes to penalties. And 3-2 Spain win on penalties, which would be nice and ironic because, of course, Spain have missed so many penalties already in these Euros. The final one to predict is Ukraine against Sweden. Now, this is another interesting game in the fact that neither side are really the favourites. They're both underdogs and they'll both fancy their chances. But I just feel that this will be a tough game for Ukraine in the respect that going forward they offer little, and Sweden looked really good in their matches, topping the group. You know, Forsberg is a quality player, Isaac as well. He could be snapped up by a big side in the summer. So they've got a lot of quality, Sweden. But Ukraine have got a chance, I think. Certainly with some of their players. You know, Yaremchuk has had quite a good group stage, and, you know, Yarmolenko especially. And let's not count out Bushan as well. He's made a few decent saves from his point of view. So I think it'll be tight in the first half at least. But then Sweden maybe just have enough to pull through. You know, if you disagree with me, you think Ukraine are better, put it down in the comment section below. But I'm going with Ukraine 1, Sweden 3. And goal scorers here, I think that Sweden will get the opener. And it's going to be Forsberg or Forsberg. I don't know how you pronounce it, but apparently Berg is berry in Swedish. The equaliser, though, for Ukraine, difficult one. But I'm going to go for Zinchenko. And then the second goal coming for Sweden is going to be Forsberg again. And the final goal for Sweden, he's done really well at this tournament, and he got a nice assist in the game against Poland, and that is Alexander Isak. All right, that is my predictions then, done and dusted for the Euro 2020 round of 16 knockout stage. Hope you have enjoyed. Smash a like on it, and of course, comment your score predictions down below. 3 points for the correct result, 5 for the correct goal difference, and 8 for the correct scoreline. And I will shout you out if you can get a very impressive score. So do your best, and let's watch every minute of these Euros, sink it in, drink it in, experience the drama of the European Championships, and let's see who's getting through to those quarterfinals. See you later.